everyone. Thank you for joining me at this webinar. My name is Elisa Baltazar. I'm a project manager for Startup Portugal. At Startup Portugal, we are developing a lot of context that we believe will be very helpful for people that are living this situation that we are now. Today, we join Le Wagon to talk about working remotely. For a lot of companies, this is new now, so they had to send their teams work to home to prevent what is happening. So I want to talk a little bit to help in the situation. And talking about that, the first thing I want to talk about, and this would be the most important one, is about communication. Communication is always very important, no matter where you are working from, but it's definitely more important while you are working remotely. Communication while you are working remotely needs to be fluid, needs to be clear, needs to be very honest. And there's 3 points that are very important while you are working remotely. One of them is personal communication. It's very important for managers and leaders to talk individually with each team member. They need to understand what are people's struggles, what are their challenges, how they are feeling, and how the company can ensure that everything works smoothly and what the company can provide to keep productivity. It's also very important to ensure team communication. People are normally used to work in the same physical space in the office, so they are used to interaction. Some people do need interaction to be able to finish their tasks. So it's very important for any company to ensure teams communication among each other. And finally, the last but not least, this is really very important. Your employees don't want only to be heard, they want to listen to you too. We are living a very critical situation where people are feeling very unsafe and very insecure, and they will have a lot of questions. And I know that at the time we don't have answers to all the questions. There's a lot of questions marks. There's a lot of uncertainty. And but it's very important that the team feels that their leaders and their managers are on the same boat, that they understand the questions, that they have questions too, and they are working for the same goal and making sure that everyone is okay after this or even during this. This being said, we have technology on our side. There's a lot of tools that we can use to ensure this communication. I'm going to give a few examples here. They are very popular, and all of them are free. You can use Slack. Slack is an instant messaging platform. You can also use it for other things, but it's most commonly used for instant messaging. You can organize your information by project, by channel. You can choose who has access to what information, and it's a very immediate communication, so it's very useful. Also, video communication. This is something that it's very important. People are used to see each other, so it's very important that they somehow keep seeing each other. So I'm giving 3 examples here. They are all free. They are very user-friendly, and they are very easy to use. So you have Google Hangouts, you have Zoom, you have Microsoft Teams. You can use those to ensure communication. Besides communication, another thing that is very important is to make sure people know what are the expectations and goals. It's very common, even in different situations, even when people are working from an office, it's very common actually for people not know what they are expected to do. So working remotely, this can get worse. So it's very important for people to know what they are expected to do, when they are expecting to deliver, and how they can do it, and what the company is providing for them to do it, what resources they can look for, what research they need to do. It's very important your employees know they are doing X, they need to deliver by Z, and what tools they are using to do it. There are also tools for that. Again, technology is with us. We have a few examples that I'm providing here. These examples are for project management. So these are tools that allow you to have your projects, and then you can divide those projects by task. You can assign people to each project. You can subdivide those tasks, and they all give you a visual information of the project, what's going on, who's stuck, what's done, what percentage of the project is done. So they are all very useful. They are very similar. They are very user-friendly too. They are all free except Monday. Monday only has a 14-day free trial. But again, it's a very useful tool. So I recommend one of these for working remotely. There are other tools that can be very important, and I'm going to talk a little bit about those. I do think it's very important to have a shared drive. A shared drive allows you to save documents on a place that everyone or whoever you decide has access to, but more people can have access to the same documentation. It's easy to save. It's way easier than sending by email. You have so you can save large documents there, and also you can decide who has access to it or not. So you can use Google Drive, Dropbox, OneDrive. Again, they are all very similar and they are all free. Another thing that I find very important while you are working from home, this is more from an individual point of view, is people to manage their own work. And for that, you have to-do list applications that you can use. I'm giving two examples here. You can manage your tasks and manage your time using those, Todoist and Identity. Another thing that is very important while we are working remotely is ensure that people are keeping a work-life balance. People are using the same physical space to work and to have their personal life, to sleep, to eat, for everything. So it's very easy for people to get overwhelmed and to not stop working and not stop worrying. So there's another app for that, and I'm sure there's more out there. I'm recommending Take a Break, Please. That's an app that it's also very useful for this. There's a lot of tools out there for different things. So there's a document, a Google shared drive. There's a Google document being shared with tools recommended for working remotely. It's a shared spreadsheet that you can edit. So if you have any recommendation you can add to that file, you can also check. It's very well structured information, so you can filter by activity for whatever your goal is, whatever you need to do. We are going to share the link for this drive on the comments of this webinar, so you can check it later. And that's it. Finally, another thing that is very important, and it's also very important when you're working in the office, it's rules. Of course, office always have rules, and those are even more important when you are working from home. Rules can be different from business to business, from company to company, but there are 3 rules that I do think are absolutely crucial when you are working remotely. You need to have individual work schedules set for every team member. So people need to know what the expectation is, when they are supposed to be online and when they are supposed to be offline. Team members should know about this so they can know availability of their colleagues. It's also very important to have emergency contacts. Those can be at different schedules, but it's important for people to have someone to contact in case of emergency, human resources, accidents, sickness, whatever it is. It's very important that everyone knows who they can contact while they are working remotely. And then I'm going back to the first point I was talking about. Communication is crucial, and it's the most important thing in this case. So I'm advising everyone to have regular team meetings, do video calls, because it's important that people see each other. I would say that team meetings should go every day or every other day, but there shouldn't be no less than that. So you should have regular team meetings to make sure you keep your team productivity reasonable. And that's it from my side. Thank you very much for being in this webinar. Again, if you have any questions about it, I also invite you to check our website, because we are providing more content that we think it's useful in this situation. We are going to be publishing a lot of things soon. so I'm going to invite you to check it. Thank you very much. Now I'm going to pass to Fernando Jardim from Le Wagon, and he's also going to talk about a few important things. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Thanks very much for joining us. Elisa, thanks very much for your talk. We are very excited to be here, and if you require any of the content, just leave a message for us, and we are more than happy to share everything with you guys. So from my side of the presentation, I'm gonna give a few tips about digital marketing. Main reason why is a lot of business that were offline business and now they become online business. So you need to understand how to actually manage your business on an online space, as you cannot operate offline anymore. So very basic advice. First of all, have your own website. I know that sounds silly. It's a very basic advice, but a lot of business actually don't have an address on the internet. And if you don't know how to code, that's totally fine. We have platforms that are free, like Squarespace and Wix. And both of these platforms, they are very, honestly, they are really, really easy to be managed. They are free. You can even create booking systems over there. We can create reservations. You can create a lot of stuff there, and it's honestly amazing. Second of all, a basic setup for any digital marketeer is actually to have the Facebook pixel and the Google Tag Manager on your page. I guess that a lot of people already try to buy something on the internet, and like let's say a flight ticket or shoes or whatever, and you left the purchase cart, and as soon as you go to Facebook, Instagram, or any of the other internet pages, that item is following you forever. So this happens usually because you have Facebook Pixel and Google Tag Manager. I'm gonna show you how it works and why this is amazing. So you go to business.facebook.com, and then it's gonna appear a screen like this. So you create an account here, and then as soon as you create an account, you push the button actually to create an ad. So the first screen that you're gonna see is something like this. So you say like, I wanna drive traffic to my website, and then you push, let me keep going down, continue it. And then we're gonna start setting up your advertising. Why this thing is amazing? As soon as you have the Facebook pixel on your website, you can come here, push create new audience and custom audience. And then what you can do is you can say, look, Facebook, I want you to actually to get everyone that visit my website, or everyone that visit that specific product page, or everyone that spend more than 2 minutes on my website, I want you to show an ad for this person. So you can come here, you can write, let's say, www.levagon.com/Lisbon. And if I create this ad, Facebook will target everyone that actually got to Levagon's webpage. Another cool thing about it is you can also create a lookalike audience, which is as soon as I create an audience, I tell Facebook, look, Facebook, try to find people that look alike this kind of people. So they're gonna try to find a pattern between age, scholarity, work experience, or they're gonna manage to find a pattern between this audience, and they're gonna try to reach all the people that never been to my website or never been in contact with me, but they follow the same pattern. So this is a good way to acquire leads. And the other cool thing that we can do, you can try to target people by location. So let's say Levagon is located at Rua Conde. I forgot Levagon's address. Levagon, Lisbon address. Rua Conde de Redondo. Rua Conde de Redondo, Lisbon. Here we go. And then I can tell what's the reach that I want Facebook to create the target. So if I want to be very specific, I can tell Facebook, try to find people that visit my website and also lives 2 kilometers away from Levagun, let's say. Or just try to find people that live 2 kilometers away from Levagun without having visited my website or something like that. And in this way, I can manage to acquire a lot of leads. So if my business is actually based on a location and I cannot be open anymore, this is a good way to provide delivery service, to manage to get people to find actually your business. Blah, blah, blah. Another cool tool that you should be using, so there is a tool called Google My Business. So that's how Google knows the information about all your business. And if you manage this platform and if you fill the information, you can manage exactly what is going to be shown and what's going to be displayed on the right side of the search. And if you keep updating content to this platform, Google actually gives you better SEO because you're keeping information up to date. So it's a very important tool. It's called Google for Business. It's for free. Again, you can manage all the information on the right side, and you also get extra SEO with Google. Another 3 really important tools if you're thinking about digital marketing. So it's SEMrush, SimilarWeb, and Google Analytics. I'm going to start first with Google Analytics because Google Analytics is the one that's the most popular. So you can actually manage to know which pages from your website are the most popular, which content people like the most, which pages are not working, what do you need to do better or not. It's a free tool as well, as long as you have Google Tag Manager, Google can communicate with your web page, so it's a nice way actually to understand how people are dealing with your business. 2 other cool tools are called SEMrush and SimilarWeb. So these tools are very, very useful to understand content planning. So like let's say that you have a competitor or you have like a brand that you love, you can research the website on those platforms and it's gonna tells you how the traffic it's being driven by that page. So which content like they got the most access from which medium, if it is search, social networks, email, or whatever. So you can understand like what contents work or not for their web page, and also how do they drive traffic for the page. So you can just, with that in mind, you can create the things for your own website. So the whole thing about what I was telling you guys is actually understanding which customer it's which customer is like what they are doing. So you need to be able to understand which customers saw your video, visited your website, got your product page, and left some products in the shopping cart. And with Facebook Pixel, you can actually determine and create specific ads for any of these visitors. So if someone has visited your website but hasn't done anything, you can create an ad saying like, look, we have this product. If someone has gone to a product page and hasn't bought it, you can send them a discount. And in the same, if someone left some products on the shopping cart and hasn't done anything. So as long as you understand the whole customer journey and which moment of the purchase journey they are, you can create specific actions for it. Just a few other tools that are nice for you to know. So we have Mautic, which is an amazing CRM. CRM is a system where you can manage all your leads. So you can understand like how many pages on your website that person has visited, how many emails that person has opened from you, how many calls have you done with this person. So they manage actually your sales. It's a free tool. It also automated emails, create landing pages. It's really, really cool. It's a little bit complicated to use, but it's a really cool tool. HubSpot CRM, it's a free version of HubSpot. It syncs all your contacts. It enriches data. So if you send an email to somebody and your email is connected to HubSpot, if you go to HubSpot and you look for this person, you're going to give all the information from their company. How many employees, what's the annual growth from the company, and everything like this. It also tells you when someone's reading your email, which is a really, really cool functionality. Zapier, it's a tool to automate your tasks. So if you don't know a lot how to code and you have a lot of things in different platforms, you can use Zapier actually to automate all your tasks. So you don't need to worry about keeping updating different platforms. So Zapier does everything for you. And finally, but not least, MailChimp is one of the best email marketing tools. So if you want to keep your clients engaged with you because they can't go to your shop anymore, MailChimp is one of the best tools. You can create automations, sequences, personalizations. You can create everything like this. So just a quick recap from this very fast webinar. First, make sure that your website has the pixels from all the social networks. Second, create a profile on your Google for Business so you get better SEO and also people can find you when they are searching. Try to understand which content is the better content to produce on your web page and also in which moment you should target which person. And finally, create personalized audience on Facebook and Instagram and try to reach them on that network so you can drive traffic to your business. And then use tools like MailChimp to keep your users engaged. So as long as you get like shoppings, registrations, visits, and so on, keep emailing these people with the up-to-date news from you so you can keep creating engagement for them. And that's it from my side. Thanks very much for joining the webinar. If anyone has any questions, I'm gonna go through the comments right now and reply one by one. If anyone want the presentations as well, please just email us and we are more than happy to share the presentations. Thanks very much for your audience. Bye. Thanks, Elisa. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.